pull a card too.
Okay, that's perfect. You do that.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Mystic Allie and Sean, and we were just having a conversation, and we're not even sure this actually works. So we're actually giving it a go. So if you can see us, please put it in the comments, and Allie's going to check her phone and see if we're on live. But we were having this conversation that we thought was so amazing about actually being the dried up woman. And I'm not sure if you can relate to that, but and if you're a mom, I bet you can relate to that. My daughter actually has a baby horse, and she just came home and she's nursing all the time. And I was thinking back to all my days of when I was nursing my babies and how that completely depleted me and dried me up both energetically and physically. And then all the work with being a mom and the stress and the trials and the tribulations and how that makes us a non-vibrant woman. And so Allie and I were talking about this concept about the dried up woman versus the sensual quantum charisma, sexy, sensual woman, and wanted to share with you a little bit with conversations with Source. And if you're new to us, Allie actually channels Source energy live, and she has all of the 5 clair senses. So not everyone who channels has all of those 5 gifts. And so Allie is very gifted, and we call her Mystic Allie, in channeling source energy and messages from source. And so the bridge is, how do we go from that dried up woman to the quantum charisma, sensual, sexy, juicy, happy, vibrant, glorious woman? So Allie, you want to have a conversation with Source, and I'm actually going to look at technology while you're doing that and see how we're doing and see how it's going.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I think all of us experience at some time in our life when we get disconnected, and that's really hard. And it's embarrassing because we don't always feel like we can share what that means to us. Or I don't know. I think we have an image that of perfection that we have to strive for. We don't seem to put that on men, but we put it on ourselves. And so I would say we go through different phases. Some people always feel connected or embodied in their.
We're live. So just by the way.
Hi, everyone. This is Mystic Allie and Sean.
Yeah. Okay, keep going, Ellie. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was excited.
So we're talking today about where we get frozen in life, and that how hard that is, and how much that's a conversation that very often we don't have with people. We hold that very private to ourselves. I think it is getting easier. So depending on your age, maybe that isn't so hard for you. But for many of us, we were raised with parents that mothers didn't do things, and image about serving and taking care of, and just a lot of pressures that are difficult. And so what we wanted to open a conversation about together is how many times we lose touch with ourselves, and we wanted to sort of bring in a conversation first about that. So any questions or anything you want to share?
I think what you said about coming back to yourself, that really is the root of the work that we do, and helping women come back to the highest version of themselves and rich in all areas of being a woman and being the woman that can actually have it all. And we as women, we've been taught in program, like you talked about, for so long, that we can have health, wealth, or love, but we can't have all 3.
Or all 100,
Or all 100.
There's not 3. Yeah, there's so much.
There's so much to
Yeah.
that. And so the journey of the quantum feminine, the quantum woman, is really embodying that frequency of being able to have it all and being able to manifest it all and be able to sustain it. Because that's the other thing as women, that we have fear that we can't sustain what we've created. And I'm not sure that you could, if you can relate to that at all. But for me, I was terrified of not being able to sustain things. So I didn't
Well,
do
you
things.
don't have room to create it in the first place.
Right.
Because we're tight and we're constricted and we're overwhelmed, so we freeze. You freeze up when you feel overwhelmed, and your body contracts, and you want to feel fluid and you want to feel feminine, but you don't because you have so much expectation on yourself to be whole and to be a certain way that society says you need to be. And
Yes.
so probably the most important thing you could ever learn to do is to understand that our connection, like our connection to God, it really is first and foremost. And to understand you can be non-traditional about that, you know. And some people, they just love being traditional about that too. So that's wonderful as well. And we don't carry any ideas about what that looks like for you, just that there is this life force that comes from this divine love
Yes.
that you were created in. And when we get too externally focused, we don't feel the inner connection. It's really, really hard. It's, I'm going to say non existent, right? So
Mhm.
I think you're going to find that when you are frozen, you are also not breathing.
Good
And
point.
that is a very important tip for today, is
Right.
that you're holding your breath.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not breathing your life force in. And your life force is key to your happiness. It's key to your survival. It's key to your health. And so you'll find if you're not completing a long inhale and a long exhale, and I catch myself all the time because
mhm.
I'm picking up on feelings all the time, that I think it sort of like it sort of like freezes me right in that moment of I mean, sometimes I'm willingly frozen because I'm trying to freeze and listen and trying to hold that space to understand. But I also know I'm not exhaling and I have to like shake it out really quick. I have to move that exhale into my like lower body and not be so up here and kind of come down and feel my sit bones and feel the exits, which really energy comes in, but it has to be able to recycle. It has to be able to leave your fingers and leave your toes. So um, we probably should have a lot of conversations about frozen to freedom and the
Mhm.
trauma that can be involved with that and the triumph that can be involved in it. And just know that well, we actually have a really awesome group. Tell them about Hot and Holy. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
wonderful group, a wonderful way to explore your divine sensuality and your charisma.
And your charisma. And Hot and Holy is our group. You can private message us. We meet twice a month. It's very reasonable if you're interested. And we wrote a book called Quantum Charisma. So we're going to be talking so much more about all these things.
And you'll see links in our
And we'll put
we'll
links.
make sure that you can find us. We have not been the best about being,
No,
you know,
just getting visible.
I've lived a lifetime of hiding. Because it's a lot to have the level of gifts that I do. But I started really feeling the earth changing, and I started really getting these inner locutions like we need to be in our beauty. We need to be showering the planet with the right kind of feminine because there's so much of the disconnected feminine. And If you're into the disconnected feminine, you might want to argue with us here, and that's okay too. But for many of us, we could sort of feel that things have the true values have sort of gone out the window, and we might not be able to control that for society, but as we become more in touch with our own femininity, become like people don't always have until they see the reflection of you in what they want to become, and like, let's do it. Like, let's change the planet. Let's
Yeah.
become our best self, and let's have fun, and let's not be afraid to be seen, and that not let's not be overwhelmed by being seen. So we feel like we can be seen, we can be present, we can have women friendships, we can have a divine sisterhood, and it's all here waiting for us to become. And it starts with the mind, it starts with marrying that to the heart, it starts with all the things that are the basics of law of attraction, only better.
And so much more to come. And just to wrap that up, one of my amazing mentors that I started years ago with, and she was the first woman that I saw who like had a life that I'm like, I've never seen that. And I've never seen a woman look like that, feel like that, manifest like that, live, mother like that, travel like that. And I said that to her. I'm like, she's like, I'm the template for you because women don't have the templates. So let Allie and I share with you a template of the most epic, juicy, peaceful, quantum, feminine way to live because you're longing for it. And we know you're longing for it. And we've heard the call, and here we are. So please follow us, like, and subscribe.
Uh-oh.
Oh, like and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.
You'll see us again.
Mhm.